Well, if you fail to plan, you can pretty much plan to fail. The old adage certainly applies to your retirement years, especially if long-term care comes into play. So how can you make the most of your work life and seemingly healthy years to prep for the other end of life's spectrum? Cory Sickles here with some answers. Of course, he's the president of Safe Harbor Retirement Group, the sponsor of this segment. Hi, Cory.
Hi, Robin. How are you?
I'm good. You know, Cory, I read those kind of stats about you needing long-term care after the age of 65, and the numbers are actually pretty high. So the odds really kind of aren't in our favor to be able to stay at home the rest of our lives, right?
That's true. I mean, if you look at statistics, about 70% of the people over the age of 65 are probably going to go into some type of long-term care. We'll kind of discuss probably what long-term care really means, but there's a good chance that will happen. And when you look at from a male versus a female side, a male is about 2.2 years, and a female, since they probably do live a little bit longer, is about 3.7 years that they might have experienced some type of long-term care. You know, and here's the big part of it. It's emotional. You know, a lot of our viewers today might actually have parents that are kind of going through this process, or maybe even some of them are going through that process right now. So, I mean, it's emotionally tough, but more importantly, it could be a big financial burden too, because if you don't plan right, then it could wipe away your entire retirement savings as well. And
you don't want the stresses of the finances to blend into those emotional stresses. I mean, that only makes the situation so much harder. So let's then delve into a little bit of what long-term care is then. What does it encompass? Because we know there are different kind of levels of care people will need.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think long-term care is I'm going to a nursing home and I'm going to be there. But you know, anymore it could be in-home care. So you have someone coming in and maybe taking care of you, and it could either be a third party or it also could be even a family member that's doing that. Then you can go into assisted living, and then you can really get into what we call the nursing care type, as you know, when you actually go into a nursing home. And then of course, which is becoming a lot more, I don't want to say popular, but there's a lot more people going into memory care as well.
Yeah, the demand is there for that kind of service. All right, the cost too. I didn't really realize until I started going into a lot of these facilities just how expensive they can be depending on that care. So run us through, I mean, how much do we need to save for these maybe 2-3 years?
I mean, if you really look at assisted living, you're probably looking at about, in the Columbus area, we're probably about $5,000 to $8,000 per month. And if you go into a nursing home, you're probably looking at around $10,000. And if you go into a memory care, you're probably looking at around $12,000 a month. So you can see it can be very easy to start going through $100,000 to $150,000 to $200,000 a year in order to take care of you, you know, depending on what situation you're in.
And Medicare, does that cover any of this? Are you getting any kind of buffer in help?
Yeah, so Medicare, really the answer is no. I mean, they might pay up to, for nursing skills, maybe for up to maybe 90 days, but it's a little bit more complicated to do that. So really the answer is no. I think a lot of people get Medicare confused with Medicaid.
Sure.
So Medicare doesn't pay for anything, and the only time Medicaid comes in is if you don't have any money left over. And then that's when you actually can receive Medicaid services.
So people out there then are wondering, how do I pay for this then? What are some of the things that you suggest to your clients?
So there's a lot of different products today. I think a lot of people remember the old long-term care. I pay these premiums, and then at some point in time, if I don't use it, then I've never received any benefit.
Right.
Well, today now there's products out there where you can use it for long-term care, you can use it for hospice care, you can use it for assisted living, even if you're at your house. And then the nice part about it is the type of products are out there, it also can come with a death benefit. So if you don't use it, then your beneficiaries will receive something as well.
And there are obviously a lot of options like you mentioned. So when is the best time to go through those, to flesh them out, to see what maybe will work for you in your situation?
Really, the earlier the better. And the reason, one reason why I say that is because, you know, if you buy something in your, you know, say you're 50, it's going to be cheaper if you get to, you know, put money into a product like this than when you're 60 or even 70. So you know, just like I always say, if you don't have a financial plan today, you need to have one tomorrow. It's the same thing with this. This is really part of it. Everyone's situation is different. And we're really here to kind of guide you and customize a type of product that's going to, you know, meet your needs.
And this is just one of the things that you go through during, you know, your consultation. You may kind of tell somebody these are all the things you need to get in order, and that's complimentary, just to sit down and kind of discuss what somebody's hopes and dreams are.
Yes, all of our meetings are complimentary. There's no obligation. You know, we have locations in Dublin and Easton, and it's very simple. You can visit our website, at safeharboroh.com or give us a call at 614-760-0670 and schedule a complimentary meeting with me.
All right, there you go. Cory, thank you so much.
Thank you, Robin.